welcome back to Biomes. This time we are talking about the Alps. The Alps are a very large mountain range spanning across many different countries in Europe, including France, Italy, Switzerland, Monaco, Austria, many places. In total, they span about 1,200 kilometers, and at the highest peak is about 4,800 meters. Now, since they are such a large mountain range, we are going to be giving a very brief and general overview about kind of the flora and fauna of the area. I could potentially make multiple smaller videos about each section of the Alps, like the Swiss Alps and the French Alps, but that's a lot of work, so for now we're just going to do a very broad overview. Also, just to add, this is, he is the oldest mummy ever found, well over 5,000 years old, and he was found in the Alps of the border between Italy and Austria. Very interesting. I've talked about him before. I might make a more in-depth video on Ötzi later, but for now, he was also found in the Alps, so that is very cool. To start off with the flora of the Alps, there's multiple types of trees, both deciduous and coniferous, like this guy, the alpine ash tree, the sycamore maple tree, and the dwarf pine tree. Now, there are many other types of trees found in the Alps, but the further up you go in elevation, the rarer and smaller trees get. There's also a whole lot of shrubs found in the Alps, like the rhododendron, and a whole lot of the flora is made up of alpine grasses, like this one, the common cotton grass, and a whole lot of very interesting wildflowers, like this one, the edelweiss, which we've talked about before. This one, the trumpet gentian, which we have also talked about before. Other flowers include this guy, the alpine jasmine, the incredibly poisonous wolfsbane, also known as monkshood or aconite, the also very toxic straw foxglove, and the white hellebore, also known as the false hellebore. All three of those ones that I just said we have also talked about in the poisonous plant series. Other less toxic plants include this one, the yellow flag iris, the alpine avens, the silver thistle, and the alpine lady's mantle. And you may notice a trend in the name of pretty much all of these plants and animals, the alpine, because they are found in, you guessed it, the Alps. As for animals found in the Alps, this is the alpine chough, the most common type of a bird found in the Alps. Other birds include things like this guy, the rock partridge, many types of owls, including this one, the Eurasian eagle owl, as well as the barn owl and the pygmy owl, and this guy, the tawny owl. Larger birds of prey include the golden eagle, and my absolute favorite vulture of all time, the bearded vulture, who eats almost entirely just bones, and its feathers are often stained red after eating, and overall just a badass bird. There's a number of smaller animals like the red squirrel, the mountain hare, as well as the brown hare. There's also the edible dormouse, also known as the fat dormouse, which, sounds kind of mean. The alpine marmot is pretty commonly found there, as well as both the roe deer and the red deer. There's also these guys, the chamois, also known as the chamois. It depends on where you're from. Don't come for me the pronunciation, because there's two distinct pronunciations. And the iconic alpine ibex. Eurasian wild boars are also quite common throughout the Alps and are terrifying. Eurasian brown bears are occasionally seen, however the majority of large predators such as the Eurasian brown bear as well as wolves have been hunted almost entirely from the area. So while Eurasian black bears are still there, I'm pretty sure the wolves are not, and these guys are still quite rare to see either way. Smaller predators include things like our friend up here, the Eurasian lynx, as well as red foxes, and these guys, the European pine marten. There's a few different types of reptiles and amphibians found in the Alps, including this one, the European adder, as well as other types of snakes, and this cute little guy, the alpine salamander. The streams and creeks in the Alps are largely populated by brown trout, and there's a number of different invertebrates found, including snails like this guy, the creatively named brown snail, insects such as this one, the alpine longhorn beetle, the alpine blue butterfly, which has quite the interesting life cycle and caterpillar behavior, which I've made quite a long video on previously, and our friend, the absolutely stunning Apollo butterfly. Now, obviously, there's a whole lot more flora and fauna that I could get into, but I will not without the risk of a video being so long. So this is just kind of a short summary of some of the most common and iconic plants and animals found in the Alps, as well as some of the most interesting.